Well, folks, it looks like the weatherman has changed his mind about our rain for next week. I think we've got a slight chance about Thursday of next week, and then not any more chances of rain until the following week. So it's going to be a while since we see any rain here in this area, which that's very disappointing to me. But anyway, I came out here and I got a bag of my potting mix that I had bought the other week. And I wanted to finish filling up these holes because I always put potting mix at the top of my pots and my totes when I make them. So that's what I'm out here doing now. And making a mess. I mean, I still have to water them, so I have this potting mix in the top of them. That's just going to help everything else. But you know, I've learned to live with Texas weather. They always say if you don't like the weather, just wait a minute because it'll change. With what I've already got in these, plus putting this mix at the top, it's going to help tremendously, I think. Yeah, I was really counting on that rain. It's not going to happen, I guess. I know my plants are disappointed. Coming out a little bit too fast. I mean, it's still like 95 degrees at 8 o'clock in the evening here. So, I mean, it's a big change from 105. I mean, don't get me wrong. But in most places, 95 is their hottest temperature. And here it's actually cooled down to 95. It was 97, I think, for a high today. It's probably about 96 or something like that right now. Not sure how much, what you can see over here. I'll go ahead and fill up these other ones too. because I went ahead and I planted stuff in every one of them. So. I always put my twigs in the bottom, my leaves, my food scraps, mulch, if I have any out of my Miracle Grow mulch bin over there, food scraps, and then the native soil, if I have any that I can put in there. And then I always like to take and put the potting mix at the top. Just add some more nutrients to the soil. And I like to water it good. Whew, I get dirty and sweaty out here. I've got to come out here and put that's going to turn over. I got to come out here and put some more of that tubing on some of my tomato stakes. I've only got a couple out here that I need to do. But, as I said, I have been working with my tubing. And I got some more of my tomato stakes fixed with tubing here. Some of them, you know, I've only got the 3. Just depends on how many stakes I had to the tomato at the time. But then I ran a piece of yarn, or you can put a string. And that's how a lot of the gardeners are doing. They'll run their frames up with a beam across, and they'll tie their string to the beams, and then they'll run it down to their tomatoes. So their tomatoes and their beans and that type of stuff will grow right up it. So I figured, well, you know, see how that'll work. And I finally got my cucumbers off of the ground. as you can see. I got them up on the stakes too, and here I've got one that's 4 tomato stakes, so I was able to go in a square with that. And this one that's about 6 foot tall, it's just 3 of them. I'm not sure how I'm showing all that. But I not only found the old garden hose, you know, this garden hose right here in the shed, but I found a whole roll of this plumbing tubing. And I said, it has been sitting or hanging in that shed for so many years, it's ridiculous. So I decided to take it out and run it on the tomato stakes just like the garden hose, because it's basically the same kind of stuff that I've seen other people use, only mine is free because I've already got it. I mean, it was paid for many years ago, and I probably will never use it for anything else. And I said, hey, why not? Why not make good use of it? Get it out of the shed, put it to use, because it'll probably just hang there and never be used. So anyway, that's what I've been doing. And there's still some more of these holes I need to put some more of that topsoil in, or the potting mix. Anything like that that you can put in there is going to help. And see, I built most of these tubs and pots last year that I've got stuff growing in, and I've just added to it this year. So anything I can put to it that's going to have anything that'll help it grow is going to be beneficial. And there you see I've got my cucumber and melons just growing all over everything. I mean, there's a tomato plant in the middle of this coming up, and the vines have just grown out here and just taken over, which that's okay. I mean, they'll get along together, and they'll still produce cucumbers or melons, even though they're growing with a tomato. So I'm not complaining about it. Anybody knows here on this hill where I live, where everything drains so fast, I mean, it's a major fight to keep anything even moist a little bit is a fighting battle. If I lived in a lower area, I know there's some people around me that live in lower areas that they say they don't even water their gardens when they grow them. I guarantee you they've been watering them this year, because even in the low-lying areas, you're not going to have enough water in that soil to keep anything alive. But I got not cucumbers, but peppers coming up right here. And I got a little rose bush down in there, which is doing real well. But everything else has been shading it out. But I said any kind of shade that those plants get won't hurt. There's another little pepper plant. And the rose bush right beside it. So when they'll die out, I'll have the rose bush left in there. But anyway, I thought I'd get on here and give you an update on the weather, which I'm just so disappointed. I was counting on at least 2 or 3 days of good, hard, heavy rain, you know, this coming week, and it doesn't look like we're going to get it unless we catch a stray shower. But like I said, I'm used to that. That's Texas weather. I mean, you may expect a downpour one day, and it never happens. And they'll predict no rain for one day, and you'll get a thunderstorm, and it just pours down rain. So in Texas, you just don't know. Like they told me the first year I lived here, I think it was the propane gas man that delivered my propane. We got to talking about the weather. And he says, yes, ma'am. He said, it's hot, but he said, you know what? He said, in Texas, if you don't like the weather, just wait a minute, because it's going to change. So with that, I'm going to wish you a farewell. I'm going to say bless you. Like my videos, share my videos, and subscribe to my videos. And we'll get back with you again. I've still got to get busy up there and put that wood chips to my rock garden in the front yard. I got it around the tree over there yesterday, but I haven't gotten the wood chips put to the front rock garden yet, and it's a pretty good size rock garden. But anyway, like my videos, share my videos, subscribe to my videos, and I will catch you on the rebound. You have a great evening.